Almost
Yeah.
done. I just want to talk a few minutes. I don't have enough time to do everything I wanted to do. It's actually, I'm glad I didn't, because Vinny, the way he got you guys to interact, which is it's exactly what we're trying to do. And Alex, that was pretty inspirational, and watching Andre get up there and do what you do. Andre, I watch you every day, and I comment Alex a few times. I see you growing by leaps and bounds. Probably in the last 2 years, more than anything, and day after day after day, I see you get better and better. Keep on that path, boy. The sky is doing it for you. You're on the right path. Keep doing it.
Thank you.
I just want to tell you a couple of stories. It's personal stories, and I might get a little emotional, but I just feel like I have to do this. I don't know why. I was struggling for things to bring to you today, and I actually wrote this about 3:30 this morning. I started it and finished in the office today. I couldn't sleep last night. Yesterday, I went to visit my father-in-law last night. He's dying. He's lying in his bed. He has a nurse that takes care of all his needs. He can't help himself. He grabbed my hand, and the only thing he was concerned about, and he looked at me and he says, "You have to take care of my wife, my mother-in-law, my wife's mom, who's a great woman herself." He also said to me, he says, "I can't believe," he started crying, and he says, "I can't believe I let myself get this way." You see, for the last 2 years, he had problems with his legs, and the doctors have been telling him to exercise himself. And he pretty much refused to do it. His wife doted on him for all his life, and when he was sick, she did it even more. She came to him, she catered to his every need. She got his food. He didn't have to get out of that couch. He didn't have to get, he would just go to bed. And pretty much for the last couple of years, his legs had deteriorated to the point where he had to go into rehab, back and forth. Well, he said to me, he says, "You know, I just can't believe," he said, what he said is, "I fucked up my life." He says, "I had a chance, and I can't believe I didn't do what I had to do." And it was a private moment. I've been telling him for the longest time, "Rocco, you gotta exercise, you gotta exercise." And it's too late now. He didn't want to fight through the pain. He didn't want to be uncomfortable. And he was very happy being comfortable, just being served. Because that's what he was used to. When he needed to get uncomfortable to fight through the pain, to help himself. He's pretty healthy. I mean, his heart's still there and his mind's still there. His body's just giving out. He didn't take that opportunity he had. His wife, my mother-in-law, did what she could do. She did what she knows how to do. But his choice is not to get out of the comfort zone will ultimately lead to his death. Unfortunately, that will be his legacy. It's my hope that I don't ever make those choices. I don't ever take the easy way out. I don't ever just want to be comfortable. I want to get out of my comfort zone, stay out of it, be able to learn and stretch and grow, and hopefully to inspire some of you guys to do the same thing. I want to make sure that I help pick people up and carry me on this journey. That's what I hope to be my legacy. Vinny, you said something to me last month after the seminar when I said my story, my personal story about how I had a fatherless and leaderless life starting out. And you hit home with me because that wasn't true. I had a fatherless childhood, but I didn't have a leaderless childhood. I'll talk about my mom for a minute, God rest her soul. She raised me and my two brothers, no help from anybody. She loved us. She made sure we had warm clothes, food clothes. just right. We were poor, but we didn't know it. We always had birthday gifts. We had Christmas gifts under the tree. I remember at one point in her life, she had to go on welfare. She had to accept government assistance. I remember that just for a very short time because she couldn't stand being handed something that wasn't hers, that she didn't earn. She had another job not too long after that. She started being a waitress. She spent probably the next 10 or 15 years serving others. That's how she made her money. That's how she raised us. He always taught us right from wrong. But one of the most valuable lessons she taught us was the value of hard work. She never preached about it. She just did it. For example, every day, getting up, doing what she had to do to make sure we had what we needed. She worked, especially got a job at the American Stock Exchange. She worked there till she was 65. She retired from work to spend the last 3 years of her life taking care of my grandmother, who had Alzheimer's. And she lived right downstairs from her. Pretty much day and night, she took care of that woman. My mom was never sick. And if she was, she never told anybody. She just did what she had to do day in, day out, serving her family, preparing for their needs. She came to my house about a month before she passed. She spent the weekend preparing for food. Now remember, she wasn't sick. We didn't know anything about this. She was preparing food for us. She liked to cook. She always felt that my wife wasn't a great cook, so she would load us up for the week when she got this. She spent the whole weekend cooking, okay? This is what she did whenever she came over. That's where I got my cooking passion from. It was Memorial Day weekend, 2009. That Monday, we went to a barbecue at my brother's house, and she was stumbling around. We actually thought she was drunk, and we were a little upset with her, but she did like to take a pop every now and again. Well, the next day, my sister-in-law took her to the hospital because she wasn't right. She found out that day that she was in stage 4 lung cancer, and that there was 20 tumors that had already went up into her brain. It was a death sentence for her. When we found out, she downplayed it. The doctors told her 6 months to a year. It wasn't true. I think she knew the truth. She knew the promise. The doctors were amazed that she was even walking around. Remember, she just spent the weekend standing on her feet cooking for us. At the end, against her wishes, she never wanted to be intubated. She did that. She let us put the tube down because we were not ready to let her go. It was a total shock. She allowed us to have extra time. For that, I'll always be grateful. Mom, I'm sorry I dishonored your legacy by saying that I had a leaderless life. I had a great leader. And I had to say that publicly because last month, I dishonored her and I had to get that out. And that's a quality of her. I had the privilege of growing up in the presence of a great and humble woman and a leader that was a great example for me. Your example, the way you lived your life, following the examples, the way you lived your life provided me with the following examples of a great leader. You taught me the value of hard work. If I want anything good in my life, I have to work for it. You taught me not to look for handouts. If it wasn't earned, it had no value. You taught me how to be a servant leader. You started my leadership journey. You taught me how to have empathy and think about other people. Most of all, you taught me how to love and how to be loved. She had a great legacy. Now, why did I tell you these stories? They're very personal to me. I told you why I told the story about my mom, because I dishonored her and had to make it right. And I also wanted to give you an example of a great leader. When I told you about my father-in-law, because of his example, of the choices that he made to be comfortable and to not push past the pain and not to fight for his life. The seminar was almost canceled because I was uncomfortable. For whatever reason, I wanted to just give it up. Alex, thank you for not letting me do that. But we can apply these same lessons to our own lives. On the other side of pain, on the other side of struggle, on the other side of discomfort, there's victory. But we can choose not to be like the frog. Any guys ever hear the story about the frog? You know, if you put a frog in a pot of water and you put that water on the stove and you light that flame slowly and it heats up slowly, that frog will not jump out of that water. The frog will literally boil itself to death because it's very comfortable. That's sad. That's sad to get that comfortable that you don't want to do anything for yourself. We could decide not to be like the frog, but to jump out, get uncomfortable. We decide to achieve greatness in our lives by doing the things that make us uncomfortable, by overcoming our fears, by learning new skills and leadership theories. We can decide to look at the examples of successes and failures all around us and learn the lessons that they're trying to teach us on how we can lead a better life. We can choose to learn and grow and to expand our circle of influence. We can choose to be a good finder in people, looking at their strengths and ignoring their weaknesses. We can choose to stop and look around us and enjoy the beauty that's around us every day. We can appreciate the good things that life has to offer us. We can choose to be thankful for all the blessings that we have and all the blessings we'll receive if we continue on this journey. We can choose success. We can choose victory. Thank you. All right, I have a couple more things. I have to, should have paused for a minute because I need to catch myself. There's two more things I want to read. I'm going to read it, but it seems to tie into what I just read and how what Alex was doing and what we're trying to accomplish here. And this I actually found on his website from Dan Walshman, and I left you the links on the last page. We'll go over the four other slides that we had next month. I'll keep that. It's something valuable and something that's going to be important. I may improve on it a little bit. But I want to just read this essay. It's called, "You Can't Climb Higher Than You're Willing to Crawl." There comes a time in life when you realize how hard it is to achieve what you want for yourself, regardless of your aspirations, your skills, or the unique environment that you think only you live in. You'll come to a point where you realize that it's a lot harder than you thought it would be. Suddenly you just know. You know that you're a little weaker than you hoped for that you would be. You know that the obstacle in front of you is a little bigger than you're comfortable with. You just know that it's going to be tough. And that's scary. Knowing that it's going to hurt is scary. You can deal with being blindsided by an unfortunate experience or bad luck. You can handle a freak disaster. But you're probably not so ready for the hard truth about the long and bumpy road in front of you. What you know is that you're going to climb. That if you're going to climb, you're going to have to get good at crawling. The path forward isn't a jump up. It's you pulling yourself up. You're not just down on your luck, you're down on your knees. Finding your way forward with your nose in the dirt. Asking yourself why it hard to keep your head in the clouds when your elbows are on the ground and your fingernails are in the dirt. It's hard to stay motivated when you're bent over, straining to pull yourself forward a few more inches. It's hard to see that this is where dreams turn into destiny. It's hard to believe that where you are right now is exactly where you are supposed to be. That feeling so bad is absolutely right. But that is the truth. Success is not built in the clouds. It's built in the dirt. Not by lofty thoughts, but by dirty fingernails. It's you clinging desperately to anything you can get your hands on as you fight to slide over the cliff. You, my friend, are not dying. You are living. And tomorrow will find you further ahead than where you are right now, closer to where you want to be. The crawl you come to hate has really been a climb all along. That's that. One more and I'm done and we can go home. All right, this is actually a poem I found. By the way, did you hear what I said there? Did you get that? By the way, if you want to see it again, we're going to have it on YouTube. You can check it out another time. This is the last thing and we're finished, all right? This is a poem that the same website, that again, it seems to just speak to me, and I just hope it's speaking to you. I'm just bringing something that touches me, and I'm just hoping some way, somehow, you're hearing it, you're feeling it, and I just want it to affect you guys, positively. I try and fail. Only then will I learn and improve the way to do things. I go and trip. I stand up, brush off my knees, look back at what I tripped over so that I know what to look out for in the future. Now I don't have to trip over those things again. I run faster and faster and faster, then miss my turn and have to go back and try again. But now I know what signs to look for to keep me moving in the right direction. I go alone, until I find someone on the same path, and we decide to run together. I share my falls, my trips, and missed turns so that they can benefit from my effort. They tell me about their falls and trips and missed opportunities so I can learn from their experiences. Then together, we can run faster, straighter, more confidently to the place that we want to go. That's all I have, guys. Again, I appreciate your time. The last page, it has the links to Dan Walshman. I want to give him the credit. It also has the link to Simon Sinek, which will be my next seminar. And I just